Hey gamers, today I'm going to be talking about something important, okay? I'm not going to be buying the Nintendo Switch at all. And I have quite a few good reasons for this too. So let's start with reason number one. The online is probably going to be a train wreck as usual. Now, it's a train wreck technically with Nintendo systems, and it's been known that the Nintendo Switch is going to require phone apps to do things that even an original Xbox could do on the system itself, such as do voice chat or send voice messages and do friends lists and whatnot. I mean, an original Xbox with a weaker processor than a graphing calculator or printer can do those. You know what can't do those? The Nintendo Switch. Anyways, that's not the biggest problem with the Nintendo Switches online, though. The community is probably going to be just as bad as the Wii U's was. Now, Wii U Call of Duty was a mishmash of little kids and other social rejects, but the Nintendo Switches online is probably going to be the same thing. It's probably going to be full of weird people who, just like on Steam and Miiverse, role play all day instead of playing video games, and they're probably all going to be socially awkward too. That's not who I want to play with when I play games online. But that's not the other thing about the Nintendo Switch, okay? The Nintendo Switch is going to attract those kinds of gamers in droves because it lacks games. You see, the last few Nintendo systems have lacked games. And what makes me think that the Nintendo Wii U and Nintendo Switch are going to be any different from each other? Now, the Wii U, everybody remembers how it launched. It had a bunch of big name games day one, and that was it, because the games fizzled out for it. And it didn't help that the Wii U gained a reputation for being underpowered. But the Nintendo Switch, oh, it's only going to get a handful of games at launch day, and it's not even going to have Virtual Console. It's doing the same thing the PlayStation 4 did, where the PlayStation 4 still doesn't have PS1 games, and it still doesn't have most of the PS2 games that could be played on the PS3's download service. Except the difference with the PS4 is it has so many games, and it has developers making games for it and people buying it for these games that people don't seem to care. With Nintendo, however, the glaring void is going to be obvious day one. And that's the thing, the Nintendo Switch is a $300 console. If you're one of those people living in your mom's basement spending welfare money on video games, you probably don't give a crap. If you're on Social Security, $300 is a bit far from the $2,000 limit. But if Uncle Sam isn't giving you Christmas money on the first of the month, or if you're some college student who's already having their money sucked away by textbooks and expensive courses that teach you about how Karl Marx was right, then the thing is, $300 is in fact a lot of money. Now, unless you're the kind of person who keeps buying American cars even after your last one broke down while your neighbor's driving fine in his imported car, then you probably know what getting suckered feels like. And it hurts a lot more if you spend several $100s only to get let down with the system with no games than it does if you spend, say, under $100 on the same thing. And that's the thing with the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo has not proven themselves capable of making a console with games, at least since the mid 90s, which is when they were last relevant. And that's the thing. Is it worth spending $300 on a game system I'm only going to play a few times a year? Because that's what it would be like if I get a Nintendo Switch. Because the Nintendo Switch, if the Wii U is anything to go by, it's only going to have some Nintendo branded games with your favorite mascots in them, and a specially curated selection of games that fit the Nintendo mold. Anything else, nobody's going to talk about, care about, or buy. And in some cases, people will say, it's the worst game ever. Why is it on the Nintendo Switch? I'm not buying no third-party games. Because you know why? Because if it's a Nintendo game, it better be made for us, the Nintendo audience. I just want to sit around and play a video game that's just like the video games I played back in the day. Back when video games are good. Back before the gay frogs ruined video gaming. And I'm going to call it now. This is what's going to happen with the Nintendo Switch. People are going to buy it as a secondary console. Not as a primary console, but as a console to play games like Splatoon 2, which is just like the first one, but it has a 2 on it. It's okay when Nintendo does it. Or Mario Kart 8 Remastered Edition. It's okay when Nintendo does it, though, because Nintendo is the greatest company gaming, so they can do no wrong. There's going to be the new Zelda, which is also on the Wii U, but you want to buy a Nintendo Switch anyway because you're a hardcore Nintendo fan. There's Mario Adventure 2 Battle, and what else is there? I don't know really. Oh, and there's some new Smash game, I guess, that's coming to it, and I heard there were rumors that there's going to be a new Pokemon game for it as well. And that's the thing with the Nintendo Switch. That's all you're going to see people playing on it. Those Nintendo branded games with the mascots in them. You're not going to see people playing multi-platform games on the Switch. They're still going to get them on the Xbox. They're going to get them on the PlayStation. And I'd say they get them on the PC, but they'd only get single-player games on the PC. Nobody plays multiplayer games on the PC unless they can run on a toaster or cardboard box and cost $15 or under, including free. If they don't meet those requirements, it'll be a ghost town on the PC. Trust me, I know this from experience, so yeah. And the only time I'll change my mind is if, one, the Switch actually gets relevant games that are good and not just, mascot games, and two, when the Switch starts showing up at pawn shops for low prices because nobody wants the damn thing. I mean, I got a 3DS XL not long ago for $80, which is less than what I sold my last 3DS original for. And guess what? I went to that same pawn shop again, and they were selling a 3DS XL for $50. $50 for a 3DS XL at a pawn shop. Not GameStop prices, not jacked up Amazon prices, but pawn shop prices. When the Switch is low by pawn shop prices, then you'll see me picking one up. But otherwise, I'm a 21-year-old man, and I've got better things to spend my money on than games for kids. I mean, what? Do you see me going around the internet telling people about how Paw Patrol is the greatest anime of all time and how you should totally watch it? No, I don't. Exactly. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save my money and spend it towards other things. And that's all that needs to be said. Thanks for watching and subscribe for more.